Hello guys, this is a pre-market analysis of 22nd of May. So today's market is completely revolving around one single bigger question, whether the final US-Iran peace agreement is going to happen today. Because if you see right now, whether the oil prices or the global markets or the Indian markets or the bond yields or risk sentiment, everything is reacting to that single possibility only, right? Even yesterday also, if you see, let's try to understand, what happened in yesterday's intraday reversal. We have seen a good gap up, and then there is a reversal. Yes, there is a trend that in our market, when we get a gap up of 150 point, you got 200 points sell off, and when you get a gap down of 200 points, you are getting 250-point up move also. Just like yesterday, it's a big gap up, completely sold off, and then day before yesterday, a big gap down, and then the market have completely recovered. And this has been the trend for almost 1 month. Anytime you get a gap down, you are getting a buying. Anytime you are getting a gap up, you are getting a sell off also. Now, Wednesday night, I have discussed this in the pre-market yesterday. Trump have told that the Iran-US agreement is in the final stages of negotiation, and this war may end very quickly. Because of that itself, we have discussed yesterday, the oil prices have crashed 6%, and as a result, we will be getting a massive gap up of around 150 to 200 points, and we got 170-point gap up yesterday. But during Indian market hours, some issues have came, some articles have released that, I think Reuters, they in that article it have mentioned that Iran's supreme leader doesn't want to give up the near weapon grade uranium. So in that case, then it is critical, right? Because Trump have repeatedly told that US will not allow in any scenario Iran to possess the nuclear weapon. So if that happens, and if Iranian issue is not getting resolved, this nuclear issue is not getting resolved, means entire negotiation again goes back to square one. So because of that itself, market lost its confidence. And even at one point, if you see WTI, which was at 98, it even went to 102, which is again close to 4% spike. So we have seen a 6% dip, and then market have given a gap up. Then oil price have gone up for 4%. So market lost its gains also. So that is why and entire gap up have got sold into. So what is actually happening is there is a negative news. Because of that, you are getting a gap down. And during market hours, some positive news is coming, like the peace agreement is going to happen soon, like that. Then there is a recovery. Similarly, there is a gap up. And during the market hour, this gap up was due to some negative news, and during the market hour some a gap up is because of positive news, and during the market hour some negative news is coming, and the entire gain is lost. So this is the scenario now. And let's see what is going to happen. And it has been clarified, right? Later there is a another report by Al Jazeera that Iran denied such uranium order kind of thing, and called it as propaganda by enemies of the deal. So there are, many Middle East media also reported the same, right? So Iranian media, even Saudi Arabia media, so they all repeated again, told that the final draft peace agreement is going on, and there are draft also which are circulating, and I also shared that yesterday. So that agreement is kind of already reached through Pakistan mediation, and the announcement is what pending. This is what actually happening. So it could be happening in within few hours, it could be during the market hours also. So there are reports which are suggesting that official announcement may happen within hours. Okay, so you get prepared for that. If you get a big spike, green candle, you can chase that. Normally breakouts won't chase, but today it can happen. But still, remember, again, no official confirmation yet, neither from US side nor from Iran side. Agreement may be announced today, even during market hours also. That's why be prepared. And if you would like to join us for the live market trading session, you can get in touch with us, and you can join us with the live trading also. But remember, watch the headlines continuously. Very important. Otherwise, also, even if you're not watching the headlines, you get a spike, you get a green candle breaking that level, then you will understand this is the news, and you can go after that. So then, this Marco Rubio also have given, US Secretary of State have given some indication that the progress has been made, but situation is still difficult. Pakistan mediators have to go for multiple visits and everything. But the important point is the deal is not yet finally confirmed, US, but clearly acknowledging that the progress is happening. It may happen soon, and the war may end soon, right? Now, because of that itself, oil again cooled off. So yesterday it was 98, and it came from 104, 98, and then because of the fear went to 102. That's when market lost its gain. Now from 104 it is 96 also. Right now from 96 it's slightly trading at around 97, 98 level. But ideally, what should happen? Whatever lost yesterday should be covering today. So 150 to 200 point gap up again we can look for, right? And Brent crude is trading near 100. So compared to the previous session, there is no much improvement, but still compared to that increase which happened yesterday, there is a dip which we can clearly visible. So the gains which have been lost yesterday can be recovered today. Now, because of this oil correction and peace optimism, US market also closed positive, but Nasdaq is mildly positive, 0.09 only, S&P is 0.17. Dow Jones have been done well, 0.55% up, and VIX also, VIX declined for a second consecutive session more than 3%, and currently it's around 16.75 US VIX. So that means the fear is reducing significantly. GIFT Nifty, GIFT Nifty is showing around 23,672, 675 level. So that could be 50 point, maybe 50 to 100 point gap up. Probably we will get 100 point gap up, though GIFT Nifty is indicating this. I'm looking for a 100 point gap up. If not, that's a good opportunity. If you're getting a flat opening, it's a good opportunity to go on the upside. If you're getting 50 point only, then also it is considered as a flat opening. We can go on the upside. But anything above 150, then it is difficult to chase that. Okay, always remember that. Now, Indian ADRs, if you see, HDFC is flat, ICICI is positive 0.5 to 1%, Wipro positive, Infosys negative around 1%. So if you look at ADR, there is not much overnight signals which you can see. It is just the price arbitrage difference and the correction from Indian market to US market. Otherwise, there is nothing, right? So again, there is an important development according to this Bloomberg report. Hormuz, there is a permanent toll system. Iran is discussing with Oman. There will be a permanent toll system for the ships that is passing through Strait of Hormuz, so that some kind of war damages can be compensated through that, which means Iran is trying to formalize that long-term control of maritime traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, and they are trying to ensure their sovereignty, their right on the Strait of Hormuz. If Iran is allowed to take a toll during passage through Strait of Hormuz, means then who is under control of the Strait of Hormuz? It is reiterating that it is Iran who is under the control, right? And controlling this. So, but not sure immediate market impact of that. But structurally, it is important anyway. Now, if you look at yesterday's institutional data, FII, we have seen 3 days they were buying, and last 2 days they sold again massively. Again, yesterday they sold around 1,900 crore. DII is bought for 2,500 crore. So DII is supporting the market, and that's continuing. If you look at the open interest also, calls 28% added, puts 6.1. That's a resistance. That means put call ratio is declined to 0.95, which is a bearish tilt. It can change today, because if you get gap up and the positivity, and if you get some peace deal in between, then it can completely shift, right? It can even go to put call ratio, even can go to 0.6, 0.7 range also. Aggressive puts can be written if that happens. Otherwise, no. So if you look at it, prop traders added maximum call positions yesterday. That's a significant positional adjustment. And if you look at the participant side, prop traders, they slightly turned bearish, 4%. FIAs still bearish, 15%. Retailers, they are as usual, 18 to 20% bullish. So same pattern, the smart money is cautious and the retailers are optimistic and bullish. If you look at the positioning in futures also, FIA 73% long. Oh, that's good. FIA 73% long. Am I getting a wrong data, or I'm not sure about this so far? Okay, let's, yeah, not sure about this. I got the, yeah, but 64% long retailers and DIA 65% long. I just want to check about FIS. Not sure about this because so far I have not seen this, and the data is given by my team only. So again, mm, yeah, FIS futures position I want to check. Options, it's very clearly negative. Futures, normally, if they want to sell in the equity, they'll short on futures first and then only they will sell in equity. If you see they're long in futures, there is a plan that they can buy in equities today, and they'll be, that could be the way. Even if it is options that they're going long, we may consider that as for hedging or something. But futures, I'm A little confused today. Anyway, so if you see yesterday, Nifty opened 170 point gap up and went a level like 23,860, and from there the market have clearly defended that 23,800 level and closed around 23,660. So long red candle, profit booking at a higher level. So very important level. Crucial breakout zone is that 23,800, 900 need to be closed. Then above 24,000 if they're staying, that is bullish. Otherwise, it's not that. Now you're getting 23,700 level opening, maybe 750. And it can go to 23,800 once again. That's what I feel like, right? So I'll be looking for an upside trade if we get flat opening. Support comes around 23,500, right? Now, if you look at Bank Nifty also, the support is at 53,900, 54,000 level. That's the resistance level, and support is at 50 to 400. Options, maximum call OI still at 24,000, put OI 23,000. So that's the bigger range, 23,000 to 24,000. After that, 23,800 is where maximum call options, and 23,200 is where put options. So that's the next range, 23,200 to 23,800. But for me, range can be 23,500 to 23,800 for today. If 23,800 is broken after the news, only then it can happen and goes above 24,000, then all these calls will be shifted and we are clearly moving to a very good positive territory. Then the market is clearly, technically, fundamentally, psychologically going long. Okay, so very important level. So the entire market currently driven by that US final agreement, US-Iran final agreement possibility. There are positives. Oil is cooling off. Optimism is there. VIX is falling. US markets also positive. But there are negatives that yesterday's news, it has been, proved, told otherwise. Uranium disagreement risk is there. FIIs are still selling. Smart money is still cautious. Oil supply risk is there if the deal is failing. But chance that the deal will be there is actually high. So hope is currently driving the market. But one negative headline that can reverse everything. So if you see a bigger candle downside, don't try to catch the falling knife. Don't think that I buy at the bottom. Okay, please don't do that. That mistake you should not do. So if you would like to join us for the live market mentoring sessions where we trade live and we teach you through that, you can get in touch with us. I see you there.